Hello, let's go over the World Aligned Sprite Distort. The name kind of says it. It basically distorts the UV, but it's world aligned. A good example is what's already available in the preview map. Let me move these around. Let me grab that one, press G, hold shift, and then it's distorting them on alignment. It only works on one angle, so it's best used for like top-down or side-scrolling games. But let's just go over how to set it up. First off, I need a normal texture. I'm gonna just grab a random one for now. There we go. It needs to be a texture object, so right click texture, convert to texture object. There. And the UV output, you just plug into the UV of your sprite or whatever. Now, as you can see, it's offsetting quite weird, and we don't want that, so the texture sample needs to be set to clamped. There, now there's only one. But yeah, it's offsetting, there's still some edges, so you might want to change that. And generally, a good way to do that is basically changing the texture scale. And I can try to set it to like 0.5, I think. And now it's already small, but there's a lot of empty space. Maybe I want it to be stretched a little bit and vertically, but not horizontally. So just grab a factor 2 with the texture scale. Let's set this one to like 0.75 and maybe that one to the 0.5. I get something like this. Now the noise is quite strong, so let's reduce that distortion strength a little bit. Let's do like 0.01, 0.2. Now 0.2 seems fine. And a good way to preview this is basically the distort map panner speed. That way you can pan the distortion. You don't really need to touch this that much, really, but it's handy for previewing and some slight general wobbling noise that's always active. So let's do 0.4 for now. And maybe 0.1 that axis. Now, because the distort texture is quite big, maybe you want to reduce, increase that size or increase the tiling. That way it looks a little bit better. So in another factor 2, let's say we make this a 2 and 2. That's an it uses world scale. That's right. I totally forgot. Let's make it 256 by 256. There. There's a bit more distortion going on now. And I'm not really liking this particular normal map for it, so let's grab another one. Alright, it looks better. You can play with other values, of course. You can go like 64 by 64, but then there's a lot of weird noise going on. And just play around with the size value and the distortion strength until you get something that you like. Generally, lower values in the strength look better because it's just for a little bit of additional wobbly. I do want to increase this value though. Normally I might go for 512 or by 512 or something like that. Okay, so there's now a little bit of distortion going on. There's also an offset in case you really need it. There's no particular need for it, but it's there just in case. And now you can just offset like the texture 100 units horizontally and 100 units vertically. Okay, and if in case you're applying this on a mesh, you can change the UV channel as well, or use a UV distort function to add some UV distortion to the normal map, and it's used as a noise texture. Now, like this, it doesn't really seem all that amazing, but if I actually place this in the map, I'm gonna grab that one, find the material and apply that to this one. And now if I press G, hold shift, and I move it around, there should be some slight movement going. I might need to save it first. You can see the result at the moment is very, very minimal. So let's increase that a little bit, just for sake of showing it. There, and I'm also gonna disable the pan speed at the moment. There. Now if I move it around, you can see it's already responding to that noise. And depending on where it is, it will have some distortion added to it. And this is quite simple, but the results can be quite nice. It works on particles. As you can see here, the smoke is constantly moving a little bit. I'm actually going to press play. And there's quite some offset going on, and it changes the wobbles a bit. It also works on smaller particles like this. There's a small, like wind-ish effect going through them now. Another way to use this is with tiny sparks, and it can create this kind of effects. If there's quite a lot of noise and you move it over the screen, you get this. And another example on how these move around over here. And that can give some extra life to particles that are moving on your side scroller or top down, just to have them wobble a little bit and have them accurately react to, like there's some resistance of air or that kind of wind or that kind of thing. It's simple, it's fun to play with. Okay, that should be it for now. Take care.